A was digging earth with a spade. B went there to collect the mud. The spade hit B's head, who succumbed to death. Could A be made criminally liable? Yes, in today's lecture, we'll be discussing the general exception accident. Here we shall closely examine section 80 IPC dealing with accident and then analyze each of the essential ingredients provided therein, and finally on to the activity session. You're watching Law Cities with me, Jaisy George. Section 80 of the Indian Penal Code deals with the general exception accident. The provision is titled as accident in doing a lawful act. So shall we start dissecting the provision to find out the essential ingredients? Yes, here you are. The provision says that those acts are not an offence if it was out of an accident, which means that acts which are mere accidents will be exempted from criminal liability. Okay, so now let us see what are the other conditions stipulated in this provision. Section 80 says that such an accident should be an outcome of a lawful act done in a lawful manner by lawful means. Plus, it was done with proper care and caution. Adding further onto it, it has emphasized the absence of any criminal intention or knowledge onto it. Only on fulfillment of all these essential ingredients, an act will be declared as an accident and thus exempted from criminal liability. Clear? Thus, summarizing, when a lawful act is done in a lawful manner and lawful means, with proper care and caution, and of course without any criminal intention or knowledge in doing it, then the act will be labelled as accident and will be exempted from criminal liability under section 80 IPC. Now let us examine each of these ingredients in detail. The provision is worded as nothing is an offence which is done by accident or misfortune and etc. etc. So the first essential ingredient is accident or misfortune. Accidents are basically unintentional and unexpected acts. It is in fact least expected and hence it's not so probable for an ordinary person to take a reasonable precaution against it. And as far as the term misfortune is concerned, it is used synonymous to accident. And misfortunes are nothing but unwelcome or untoward incidents. So altogether, accidents and misfortunes are least expected and unintentional acts. Clear? Alright, so now moving on to the second essential ingredient of accident, which is absence of criminal intention or knowledge. It suggests that the accused should be able to prove that he did not have the relevant mens rea or guilty mind when he is claiming accident for his exemption from criminal liability. Okay then, if that is the case, then what about injuries caused due to accidents in games and sports? Let us here consider an example. A and B participated in a wrestling match. A sustained injuries out of B's blows, resulting in his death. Could B here be exempted from criminal liability seeking protection under section 80 IPC? Here, for the time being, we are not referring to the consent part. The implied consent of the gamers to suffer any injuries happening therein. We shall take it up in detail later when we deal consent as a general exception. But as far as accident is concerned, if B could successfully prove that there was no foul play from his part, he could claim exemption under this provision as his act remains purely accidental and unintentional. Hope you got the concept clear? Alright, so moving on to the third essential ingredient of accident, which is lawful act in a lawful manner by lawful means. If the impugned act is unlawful or illegal, then even though all the other requirements are fulfilled, the accused will not get benefit under this section. And why is it so? The provision has clearly stated that only lawful acts done in lawful manner by lawful means will be exempted from criminal liability. This example here will make you understand it better. A aims at B but accidentally strikes the blow at C, which kills him. Can A claim protection under Section 80 IPC? Although the problem qualifies all the other ingredients of accident, as it was an unlawful act done in an unlawful manner by unlawful means, A definitely cannot claim protection under Section 80 IPC. Clear? And finally, the last essential ingredient, which is with proper care and caution. Here, law does not demand the utmost care. Only so much of care which is required of a reasonable prudent person would be considered appropriate here in dealing with the general exception of accident. Alright, so now on to the activity session. A was digging earth with a spade. B went there to collect the mud. The spade hit B's head, who succumbed to death. Could A claim protection under Section 80 IPC? Let us here analyze whether all of the essential ingredients provided under Section 80 is satisfied. Yes, it was an accident or misfortune because it was unexpected. And there is nothing in the facts to suggest that there was an intention or knowledge on part of A to kill B. And of course, A was doing a clearly lawful act, isn't it? By lawful means and lawful manner. And obviously, proper care and caution could be presumed. And hence, A could definitely claim protection under Section 80 IPC. Okay? And that's all we have for today. Stay safe and stay tuned to Law Cities for more lectures. Bye-bye.